So I stumbled upon this video of this guy who, it says, I spent my life savings on an abandoned ghost town. And somebody mentioned this to me a few weeks ago about this guy who bought this town. So I'm curious to see how this happened.
About 4 hours into the hike and I'm completely lost. My cell phone died. The sun goes down, I'll have no idea where to go, but I honestly don't know what to do.
Alone in my ghost town. Holy crap.
Morning. I'm just waking up here at Cerro Gordo. It's about 6 a.m. and we are in a former mining town located about 3 hours outside of LA. And this is a town that about a year and a half ago, my friend John Beer and I sank essentially our life savings into, as well as a lot of the savings of friends, clients, and others. When the coronavirus hit about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was living in Austin, Texas. Packed up my truck, drove about 24 hours straight to get here.
I think I'm gonna get into Vegas around sunset, which will be cool. Supposedly all of the casinos and hotels are closed, so it should be a weird kind of like dystopian look.
Wait, so this guy bought an entire town 3 hours outside of LA?
In the middle of the night, which should be some crazy stars and pretty fun.
I said 4 hours.
Just getting into Death Valley.
Death Valley.
Cerro Gordo. All right, you want to see actually how dark it is out here?
How the heck do you buy a town?
That's so freaky. You cannot see anything. There is no light pollution out here. Oh. The chair broke.
What's this guy's name? Brent?
Gotta lay off that rice and beans. So my first time coming up here, I'm used to coming up here during the summer, so there's no problem getting up our 7-mile road.
But why would you buy a town?
It's a sketchy road. It's a road that has switchbacks. It's single lane gravel. You're twisting and turning, going from 2,000 feet above sea level to 8,500 feet above sea level. So you go almost a mile in elevation during that 7-mile road. And the first night I was coming in, it was snowing. I didn't know it at the bottom because typically it doesn't snow at the bottom, but because we're in the mountains, so snow will accumulate up there. So maybe 3/4 of the road up, I start seeing some pretty heavy, what I think is rain. And the closer I get to town, the more I realize that's snow. Not only a little bit of snow, but a lot of snow. I was deciding to enter Cerro Gordo at 1 a.m. in a blizzard, which was the perfect time to, start this adventure. Just to explain how precarious this is, that way, that's a cliff that goes down thousands and thousands of feet. And so I remember the first day we were coming up it, just every turn, looking at the rock formation, just being, wow,
bro.
Wow. And you're just waiting for it. And then finally you take the final turn into Cerro Gordo and the town kind of presents itself in front of you. I can see maybe 2-3 feet in front of
Wait,
you.
so it's snowing at the bottom of the hill, but not at the top? There's that much elevation change?
I can't move my truck tomorrow morning. So we're really in a bad position. Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Cerro Gordo.
That's crazy. I guess a mile, that's... Oh.
My other shoes are down in my truck that's snowed in. Well, there she is.
You don't have a 4-wheel drive?
Town's up there.
He almost made it.
And I made it to about there with the truck. I've learned that just because it's mid-May does not mean that there's no snow at Cerro Gordo.
So what's the point of buying this town? I'm confused. Look at all that old equipment.
No getting out now. Been snowed in for maybe 4 or 5 days. Looking for like another 4 or 5 days. We have food left for, I don't know.
Where did he say he moved
Another couple
from?
days.
Or is he not moving here? Is he not living here?
Big storm coming.
Being here for the last 3 weeks, this is the house that I live in. I wanted to kind of show it uncleaned up. We are currently in Mr. Belshaw's house. That's Mortimer himself.
Mortimer.
This is my desk. Just all sorts of great things happening there. Really excited about how.
Hey, you got your beer, brother.
Get all my work done right there.
Mm-hmm.
And their collection of books. Pretty nice. This is a drone that I have yet to figure out how to use. But if anybody has any ideas, I'd love to add that to the repertoire, I suppose. Some BBs, some bullets, some protection, you know what I mean. And up here, found this earlier today. This is kind of cool. It
Got a
is
little Bible?
Sunday school thing with an inscription from 1842, which is just wild. This is the house. This is where I am currently residing. That's my heater right there.
He's got a TV, a
That's
tube
some
TV.
socks trying to dry out from all the snow. Some boots. Extensive VHS collection. We're not streaming anything up here.
You think he's got Starlink now?
All right. Welcome to my crib. This is a little project I've been working on for the last few weeks. We're over on the backside of Cerro Gordo right now. We're in Newtown. The main town is just over there, over that ridge. And back here, the property extends almost beyond where the sun is hitting right now. And if you look further than that, that's Death Valley. And a lot of the workers used to live over here, a lot of the miners. And they built houses in the hillsides. And some of them even lived in caves where they would put doors on, which is pretty crazy. I wanted a project that was kind of manageable, something small enough that I could learn things, kind of build my confidence in doing these projects without risking any of the main buildings over in the town. So this is the first one I started attacking. I put in this deck. Don't know anything about building a deck, but I'm pretty proud of it. You know, didn't even watch a YouTube video. It's a cabin that eventually I hope to make a little writer's retreat or artist retreat so people would come, read, be peaceful. As far as the first project, it's a good one. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I can't wait to show you guys the progress over the coming weeks.
That's crazy.
Bunkhouse, and I'll be honest with you, I don't really love the bunkhouse. It's not about the structure. It's very functional. It's not about the shape or the design. But I have my one and only ghost story from in here, and ever since, I really dislike going in here, particularly alone, particularly at night. So whenever you have a ghost town, one of the first questions people ask is, have you seen any ghosts?
Have you seen a ghost?
And admittedly, prior to buying Cerro Gordo, I was a firm non-believer in ghosts. It just wasn't my thing. And then one night, I publicly said on TV, you know, listen, I don't think ghosts are a thing. And literally that night, some friends of mine were staying up at the Belshaw house. So I walked down here to the bunkhouse, and I looked in that first window right there, and the curtain opened and closed, and after it opened and closed, a little face looked out, and the light was on in the kitchen. That's the kitchen area right there. And so, no big deal. The contractors have been up here at Cerro Gordo staying in the house. So I turned around and I went and stayed in a different house. And in the morning, I went down to Robert, our caretaker, and I said, Robert, how long are the contractors staying in the bunkhouse? And he kind of turned and looked at me and said, the contractors left 2 weeks ago. And so that was a bit spooky, but you know what? Not gonna freak out yet. I came back down here. I went into the door. I locked it. I turned off the light, and I locked it with that padlock that you can see right there. So after it was locked, I went back. I stayed in the Belshaw house that night up there. And when I came back later to go watch a hike up on the top of the mountain, the light was back on in the kitchen, even though the door was locked. So, ghosts, I don't know.
Electrical issue?
Support Cerro Gordo, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Instagram, send us some fan mail by email,
leave a 6-pack of beer at the bottom of the hill. Do whatever you like.
So this guy's channel is called Ghost Town Living. So I'm assuming he actually lives here
Being
now.
out here alone does have some challenges.
He's not just
And
out there
potential
like
dangers to it,
part-time.
too.
He's like out
The
there.
first night I was here, I decided I was going to go on a walk. And I wanted to go on a really long walk. So I brought this camera, started on my way, and headed over the backside of the mountain. And when I got there, I saw a snowstorm happening in Death Valley, and I thought it'd be cool to take some videos. So that's my waist. That's the snow. That's some bobcat tracks. It's a snowstorm. Scenery's beautiful though. I went right when I usually go left, and I started walking right into the storm. And the storm got to the point where it was basically a whiteout. You know, I couldn't see 5 feet in front of me. And the sun was going down, snow was getting worse, and at one point, I had no idea where I was. About 4 hours into the hike, and I'm completely lost. My cell phone died, and I was using some towers as a point of reference, but it wasn't the right tower. And now it's snowing really heavily, and I can't see anything anywhere. I'm only concerned because the sun goes down, I'll have no idea where to go, but I honestly don't know what to do.
What?
Eventually I found a small concrete structure. It was basically the size of maybe an outhouse, but made out of concrete. So I could at least duck into there, get away from the snow that was falling really heavily, and wait it out a little bit. Found a shelter for the day. This is a really good scent given what this is up to.
What is that place?
Luckily in about 30 minutes, the snow stopped and I was able to find a road that brought me back into Cerro Gordo after dark. Unfortunately, the camera died, so I couldn't capture too much of it, but it was a very real experience. You know, it's something that had a couple things gone the wrong way could have ended pretty bad. Here we are after the big snow last night.
Dude, look at that view.
Moon's still out, looking beautiful.
Holy crap.
It's pretty.
How did he buy this place? I want one.
So, it was my birthday the other day.
Have you all seen this
Got
before?
myself this cake. Good. Found myself some Hennessy in a cabinet. Never had Hennessy in my life. Seems like a great day for it. And it's just another conclusion of a day here at Cerro Gordo. Scenery never fails to disappoint. Never disappoints. So
Just on your lip,
let's
dude.
just ride this
Right,
one out.
right here.
Look at that.
That is crazy. Look at that view, dude. That is
That's every day,
sick.
folks. That's every
Look
day
at all them mountains.
here at Fat Hill.
I gotta watch the rest of these.
All right, that's it. That's
Y'all go.
about all the
If
talking
you
to
haven't
myself
seen this guy, go
into a
subscribe to him.
camera with nobody around I can do. So until next
His name
time,
is
and I'm completely lost.
oh god, there's another video playing. This guy's name is Brent. Or is it Brett? Brent. He purchased the former mining town of Cerro Gordo on July 13th, Friday the 13th. And he's been living up there. The town was established in 1865. And by the end of 1869, they were pulling 340 tons of bullion. What the hell is bullion? Out of the mountain. That's crazy, man. There has been over $17 million worth of materials pulled from Cerro Gordo. Adjusted for inflation, the number is close to $500 million worth of material. That is crazy. I gotta watch the rest of these. That's crazy.